Hello Internet, welcome back to my Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead series. In the last episode, the main thing of note is that we contracted a cold pretty early in the episode. This led to a lot of coughing and we sort of scrambled to figure out what to do. We do have a healthy supply of cough syrup, but we wanted to boost our health. I actually accidentally took a gamma globulin shot, which boosted our health significantly. So all we can really do is wait it out and hope for the best. Other than that, we harvested some more solar panels from another upgraded solar vehicle, and we kind of drove up to the edge of this town, which we now have to drive through. And I think that's where we'll pick it back up. Welcome back, Internet. So I'm getting real tired of driving. We've been driving over and over and over for probably 10 episodes now, and it's just gotten real old, and I just want to find a place where I can do something other than drive. So what I think we're going to do, we're going to swing over this way. We have a Migo camp here, which we need to be careful about because they will have the upgraded powerful Migos there, which we really don't want to deal with. What are these W's? A shipwreck. No, thank you. We got a cabin over there as well. So what I think we're going to do, we're going to swing by the Migo area, try to avoid it, and try hopefully not to get murdered. And we're going to go check out this, what is it? A FEMA camp, which I don't expect to find anything of interest, but it will give us something to do other than drive. Then we will continue our journey around these spokes looking for a science lab. I'm starting to feel pretty bored, and I gotta imagine you're feeling the same way. Like, I know sometimes people will comment. So like I'll go through an episode where I shoot a lot, and it's a very tedious experience of just shooting these enemies, clearing out of town, whatever. And I'll, be a little bit disappointed in the video and say like, oh, hey, I'm sorry, this is boring. I wish I could, have better content for you. And people always comment and say things like, well, it's part of the game. It's not boring when it's part of the game. It's fine. No big deal. But we've been driving for like 10 episodes and I can't imagine people are excited to watch this, Most exciting thing we've had recently was we found that helicopter, which we can't even fly, so. The wind is making your mouth cold. Yeah, well, how cold are we? Oh, extremely cold. So I think this is a product of us having a broken windshield, because I think, if I recall correctly, if you're, like, let's say you're driving a motorcycle, you actually get much colder than if you're in the interior of a vehicle, I believe is something that happens. So it's possible that because of the broken windshield, we're getting like wind over our face, so to speak, and that might be why. We could throw on a scarf or something. Actually, we're cold kind of all over our body. That's so straight. Oh, maybe because we have a cold. Maybe we're getting chills from being sick. That might be. Let's have a stop here and see if we brought like a scarf with us. Our clothes are on the outside of our vehicle here. Helmets, this is armor. We don't really care about armor. We should replace our leather pants since we're here already. Let's take off our shredded pants, wear the new ones. Which leather pants after the update, they're not even that potent anymore. You'll see they give 1.5. Prior to Kevin's update, it was 6.9, I think, for protection, or was it 3.33 and then it's based on thickness? I don't remember how that works, but anyway, put on our new leather pants, go ahead and unload the old pair, get them set up, and that should put everything in, yes, our new pants. And honestly, we don't need the old pair. We'll try butchering it for scraps, but because it's damaged, I don't think we can do it. You need a tool with an awl. It's dumb. It's leather. I have a knife, and awls are not necessary for disassembling something. It's real dumb. All right, well, let's talk about that, I guess. So an awl is, I mean, I could be wrong, I guess, or misremembering, but as far as I know, an awl is basically like it's just a rod of metal that has a point on it. So think like a ice pick kind of, or like a solid metal like knitting needle kind of point to it, and or crochet. I forget which one is the narrow point. It doesn't matter. But anyway, it's just a pointy piece of metal, and it's used primarily with things like leather for you to puncture holes in them because it's too strong, right? You're not going to be able to. Let's say I'm stitching leather garments by hand. I would need to pre-puncture the holes because just your average needle and thread, it's going to struggle to stand up to a thick piece of leather. So I'm glad someone added an awl to the game. I think that's really great. It's an expansion of tools. I like expansions of tools, but for the purposes of butchering, it makes absolutely no sense because I don't need to puncture holes in this garment. I have a knife in my inventory, and spoiler alert, you can take a knife to... Oh, I don't have a knife. Maybe that's why. Where, okay, wait a minute. Where is my knife and where is my scalpel? They're just gone from my inventory. I know I had both of those favorited. I don't like that. Did I drop them on the unsorted pile by mistake? I don't think so. I did update my game and it did say about some of my tools not fitting, but I didn't see any dropped at my feet. So maybe they just evaporated when I updated. That sucks because we had a scalpel. Let's look in... I don't think a scalpel is a weapon. I think it would be in our tool pile. We do have backup scalpels, thankfully. Maybe it's just displaying the awl because we don't have a knife in our inventory, but that doesn't make sense. Give me a knife here. What knife do we want in our inventory? Might as well take a combat knife, right? If we're going to take a knife, we might as well have it be something that could possibly double as a weapon. I'm sure it takes up more space, but whatever. I wonder if we dropped anything else out of our inventory. I also don't need 2 combat knives. I don't know why I picked up 2. That's concerning. I wonder if we dropped anything else. Also, I noticed there's no letters assigned to my inventory except for wrench, which is D, which I thought we had assigned our bag to D. So I don't know. Could just be some hiccups when I updated here. But anyway, let's try butchering it again. Okay, we now have the option. So, okay, that's good. Anyway, we got 6 leather patches. I'm so dumb sometimes, internet. I don't know why I didn't have... I think probably update issues. Also, why do I have gamma globulin in my inventory? I don't remember picking that up. Let's get that dropped on our medical pile here. Here. Drop that. We don't need another one. I don't know why we would take a second one. And we do have that pine needle tea, which we'll drink at some point. And we also have those grapes we picked up. We probably should eat, but if we're going to eat, we're going to make cooked meat because we are getting those calorie dense messages. Man, my throat is so hoarse. I've been so hoarse lately. I'm just, I don't know what's going on. I thought I might be getting a cold in real life, but I think it may just be allergies because I've been so raspy lately. It just makes me feel silly because I haven't been recording as much, so I've been resting my voice. I don't know why I've been struggling. Anyway, sorry. I'm also on Discord at the moment because I asked about the all thing to see if that was a new change, but anyway, we see a crack. Not really worried about a crack. Let's get our head in the game here. All right, let's go check out this FEMA camp, shall we? Alrighty. And again, I don't have high expectations for this. Man, we really need to put a better engine in this vehicle. We should do that in this episode. First vehicle I come across that has a better engine, we're putting it in this car. Sure hope I brought my crane with me. Well, I did say that, and now I found a vehicle, but we're going to check the FEMA camp first. So we see zombie soldiers, spotlights. Okay, so this has definitely been updated since I was last here. Looks like they killed a turret previously, maybe, or they are attacking the spotlight. I'm wondering if it's much slower than you, okay? Slower than me. I think that may just be because they're on the sludge. Looks like there's barbed wire, and we got some Kevlar zombies. I don't know, and quite a bit of enemies here, including some of these mass grave tiles. I'm sorry, corpse-filled pits. So yeah, okay. So FEMA camp presumably is a place people evac'd to during the apocalypse, and then died because it just didn't really work out. So, soldier zombies. So we could get more ammo here from the soldier zombies, and it's possible some of them have upgraded into like black ops zombies, but mostly they're just going to be these Kevlar zombies, which are a little obnoxious. And it's possible some of them may even have upgraded to Kevlar Hulks, which is a way bigger deal. Yeah, I don't think we're going to explore this place. because we're seeing the very outskirts and we're already seeing like 12 enemies. So it's just going to get worse. So let's slow down. No, let's not slow down. Let's drive down here and pivot because we need enough space to turn around. And yeah, here we can see just the amount of monster density here. Now, unlike many other locations where monster density does not make sense, this one actually does. I think it makes perfect sense for there to be a huge amount of people that died in this FEMA camp. So I think that makes perfect sense. We are seeing a lot of soldier zombies. We probably could get a fair bit of ammunition. It's the Kevlar stuff that I'm worried about. The burners, not so much. They just explode, whatever, not a big deal. Oh, look, an ear zombie. A skull zombie. Okay, that's cool. If I recall, last time we looked at the skull zombie, it didn't have a sprite. So it's nice that it has a sprite here. But anyway, we probably see, I don't know, 40 enemies here, so we're obviously not going to stay. And due to that monster density, we're not going to be able to harvest this vehicle either, because they're going to come over and pursue us there. So let's just drive on, look for some vehicle with a powerful engine and or a science lab, fingers crossed. It just seems like the science labs don't even exist anymore. I don't know what's going on with it. So we see a couple of zombies out here. Looks like there were body drops at some point that reanimated. They're not even science zombies, so I'm not really concerned about that. So we're just gonna skirt around you. Again, found a vehicle, but we'd have to clear the monster density, and it's a pretty standard vehicle, so I can't imagine it has a very powerful engine in it. We're looking for something bigger, like a large truck. I think some of the flatbeds use gas instead of diesel, so that would be you know, a much more powerful engine design. Oh my god, it's like the 5th light industry that we've seen. So tired of this place already. So what I think happened to science labs, we're seeing a lot new locations that we wouldn't have seen, you know, like 3 months ago. So for instance, light industry must be a very recent addition to the game, because I've never seen them before this current series. And since we've been playing, we've seen I think four of them now. So they obviously are very common, and they seem like they're a recent addition. Now, I happen to know that like the airstrip that we saw previously, that's a relatively recent addition. Not super new, but relatively. And then we're seeing a lot more hotels, and they used to appear kind of in town or like on the outskirts of town. So I think someone may have adjusted where they spawn recently, because we're seeing a lot of them. And we're seeing orchards as well, which are not something I typically would come across very much. What in God's name is this? Oh, it's a stadium. No, just flat no. So what I think happened is that it's not that they removed science labs or anything like that. What I think happened is that somebody has been adding additional rural locations, and it's significantly reduced how frequently science labs show up. Because I found 4 of these light industries. It just seems like that is the much more common thing. And they seem to spawn in locations that would traditionally spawn science labs. So I think they just sort of watered down the frequency with which you find science labs. Oh, I never did put clothes on. We got distracted by the leather thing. Although I'm not freezing anymore. We should put on a pair of gloves, which I'm sure we have. Let's look for gloves. Do we have any tack gloves? We have wool gloves and work gloves. Both about 20 encumbrance. Nah, I'm okay. Anyway, we're gonna pop in here and find these books back here. Hopefully, just head to the bookshelf again, because that seems to be the main value in this place. I did look today. Someone brought up the plastics book, and I did look on some of the files, and it said it could spawn at light industry. So it's possible we could find the book we need for plastic molds, which a lot of people seem to be looking for but can't find. But I've never seen a reason to make a plastic mold. None of the recipes really speak to me or are necessary. They're usually just stuff you can craft but are not strictly necessary for playing. Once again, just an empty kitchen. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. I guess they want people to buy food from the vending machines instead of bringing lunch and sticking it in a fridge somewhere or whatever. Alright. Also, someone said that the cube van only spawns here a low percentage of the time, but I think every time we've been to one, it's had the cube van, so I don't know. And I guess we should look at the tools. I did see there were a lot more tools in this one than the other ones we've looked at. So let's look here. We'll take a hacksaw, why not? Have a backup. Scissors, pliers, no. We have all this stuff. We have jackhammers, tongs, metalworking chisel. So these are actually really good tools. If you could find tongs and a chisel instead of having to make them yourself, that would save you about 1 full day of forging to make those tools. But we of course already made those tools in our back at our base when we were forging a lot. So pretty cool though. Light industry seems really common, so I think that's a good place to go for books and tools in the early game. If if you're in the country, I would have a look around and see if you could maybe come across one of these places. But for someone like us, we mostly have everything we want already. And there are more tools over here, but well, we might as well. I see a bookshelf. Might as well check and see if there's anything on the bookshelf in here. But again, the tools are going to be mostly things we already have. What is this on the ground? Looks like some smashed up equipment from before. Bolt cutters. Someone said bolt cutters are valuable. I can't think of a time I've needed them, but we'll take one. Angle grinder, I assume is okay. Grinding quality. I was gonna say filing maybe. I didn't know that grinding was its own thing. We'll take an angle grinder. Tire iron. I don't even know if we have a tire iron. We'll take a tire iron, I think, because we probably at some point should move our tires around. Oh, I bet the cube van has an engine we can use as well. Let's drop some stuff so we can pick up that tire iron. Actually, it looks like the main issue will be that it's big enough we have to carry it. So let's drop our spear and head back in. We still have our gun if something shows up, so we're not super worried about that. Feels good to be looting something instead of driving around constantly. This is an 18-inch tire iron. What a ridiculous... so I have a steel rod bent 90 degrees with a socket. Okay, so it's one of those that's literally just a one-sized socket on a long spike, basically. Like the other end of that, I'm pretty sure is used to remove a hubcap. I'm not sure why they all have those like flattened spiky ends, but mine is a four-sided socket. Like it has 4 sockets on it for different size lug nuts, and it collapses so I don't have this huge thing in my car. It collapses down into, I don't know, probably about a foot, maybe max. I would say less than a foot probably long. I don't know. Anyway, let's have a look at the cube van, see what engine is in it. 2.8 liter V6. That is better than what we have. We have a 1.6 inline 4. Well, I mean, it's bigger and it has 2 more cylinders. And this one's a V. I think V, doesn't the V... So inline is like the traditional engine shape, and then a V engine is literally shaped like a V, right? The pistons are like angled out like a V. Am I wrong about that? And then the 4 here refers to our cylinders, which is a V6, which means it has 6 cylinders. I'm pretty sure is what that means. And then the liters, I believe, for engines, a liter, when you hear liter, it means how much the engine displaces. So like the actual volume of the engine, correct? Is that, I'm not a car guy, I don't know for sure. But really, regardless, this is a bigger, better engine. And it doesn't have any faulty parts. So we're going to stop here, harvest this. This should help our speed significantly, because currently we're really struggling to get accelerated when we first start our vehicle. It's 10,000 pounds. I mean, honestly, I was going to say our tanks are probably a huge portion of that, but I don't think that's true. We have a 60, like, let's say we have 60 liters of water. There's like 3 point something liters per gallon, I think. So it's about, let's just call it 20 gallons. And then water is, vehicles. Water is about 8 pounds per gallon. So a little more than that, actually. So like, call it 170 pounds of water. That's not that much, but we do have 3 tanks. But anyway, it's probably mostly storage batteries and things like our heavier loot items. Like we have a lot of solar panels. in our in the space. I believe that this factors in the total weight of your vehicle, like including all your items and stuff. So, but whatever. Anyway, doesn't matter. Grab our crane, which I have no idea where our crane would be. Let's search around us. All tiles, crane. Oh, that's not good. Where would I have put that? Because we had 2. Move up here. Try again. Crane. No crane. On the outside, maybe? I'm seeing vehicle parts. Did I really not bring my crane? We had 2 of them. I swear I brought a crane with me. This is scrap materials, or replacement parts or whatever. And these are all clothes. I called it, one of them was called Niles instead of crane. I named it Niles. That's not how you spell that. Why is my game so laggy? When I'm typing, it lags. Okay, to the south we have... Oh, don't smash the vehicle. What are you doing? We're looking for Niles. Great. Okay, so we do have a crane. Let's pop this bad boy out here. Drag you down. And we have a wrench and everything. I think we should just be able to take this out right now. Gotta find the engine. Oh, internet. Oh, I had someone comment. This is a fun one. I'm gonna call you out, random person. Somebody commented and said, every time you say internet, I want to bang my head off my keyboard or something like that. Where they're like, please stop saying internet. And I have a simple answer for you. And the answer is no. And so I'm not going to stop saying it. I don't know that I could stop saying it. It's become so innate to me now. And I do it for a couple reasons. Number one, everybody needs an intro on a YouTube channel. And my intro has always been hello internet. So I'm going to continue saying that. So that's one thing. And then the other thing is that I often talk to you as I'm speaking to you now. But I want to speak to you directly, and I want to feel like I'm talking to an individual, but the reality is I don't know your name, and I'm talking to actually very many people. But so for me to help keep conversation flowing and to feel like I'm, you know, like it's a more natural conversation, why can't I haul this? You cannot haul. Oh, because there's a cart there. Oh, of course. That makes sense. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. Anyway, let's put the engine in. So it makes it easier for me to talk. If we're going to put the engine in, we might as well put it in the rear, because that's something we said we would do anyway. So let's just slap this. Can I do it like in dead center of my vehicle? I can put in electric. Oh, the V6. Yes. Oh, but we need the crane to be close to it. So we can't. I don't think it'll reach there. Okay. So if we move the crane, grab the crane, and we put it as close to it as we can reach to this tile. I don't think we can reach to this tile, but we'll try. Let's haul these down here. But yeah, saying internet, it helps me personify you into an individual. It just makes it a little easier for me to talk to you. Internet? And yeah, I don't know, it's just one of those things. Oh, we can reach that far, so we'll put it there. And the other reason is, like, I don't know, in conversation, you want to say people's names, because when you call someone by name, it actually, like, it's like it's good for your brain or something. It makes you feel more like you're seen and heard and things like that. So when you refer to someone by name or by nickname or something, like, even if you just say, like, let's say you have a girlfriend and she calls you Han and you call her sweetie or whatever. If you work that into conversation, that person feels more engaged in the conversation. And so, I don't know, I just, I say internet when I'm speaking to you, and like when I would normally say someone's personal name, I instead say internet. So, that's probably not going to change. Sorry, it makes you want to bounce your head off your keyboard, but that's just is what it is. Probably not going to change. Sorry. So we got ourselves a beautiful new engine. Let's get this old engine out of here. And let's fold up our Niles. Fold up Niles. And plop him in our unsorted pile for now. We'll be perfectly fine. A lot of loud vehicles going by today. We, summertime, so all the motorcycles are out and about, and I don't know if motorcycles just don't have mufflers or if they just have really bad mufflers, because every time a motorcycle goes by, it's deafening. I don't think there's anything else we want to do with our vehicle. The main thing I would like to... I mean, we have so much solar that battery charge is not a concern at this point of the game, or probably any time in the future. But normally I would put a truck alternator on it instead of a car alternator. So I think there's 3 alternators. There's bike, car, and truck, and they all provide different levels of power from an engine. So I think truck is the best one, and I think even you can install multiple alternators, or maybe they fixed that. That used to be a thing you could do, but we don't really need to worry about taking the power from our engine and converting that into electrical energy for our vehicle because we have so much solar. We will repair the engine, however. What do I do to repair this? Just weld it. I was talking to someone on Discord, said that might be a possibility in the future, where instead of repairing an engine with a welder, you actually would require engine parts, kind of like the mending, like how you mend engines in the game already. Because apparently in real life, if you have an engine that's like taken structural damage, there's basically no repairing that. You would just scrap it and get a new engine, like if you cracked your engine open or something. I don't know how our aisle lights got damaged, but okay. And we should repair our tires maybe. We have some tires that are not doing so good over here. I don't think that's a concern. So I think we're good. Let's go check this other spoke. So that's nice. We did a little vehicle work. Got off the road for a minute. Car's engine starts up. Great. And let's see if we accelerate any faster. It's definitely faster. Definitely was faster. So that's good. Because when we're driving through towns and stuff, if we hit something or we need to turn around or whatever, that acceleration really matters. Moose, get out of here. That acceleration can really make a difference between, you know, making it or getting really hurt. So here we see a fenced-in area. We saw this before, where it was just sort of a field with a fence around it. And if I recall, there was nothing of note inside. It was just that you had a fence around it. Actually, no, there was something in there, wasn't there? Like just a cabin or something on the outskirts? Didn't we just see one down here somewhere? What is this? Toxic waste dump. Yeah, no. On the plus side, it looks like this is fields all the way over, so we won't have to backtrack all the way through those towns if we can just drive over here through the fields. That would be actually fantastic and our first good luck in a really long time. So fingers crossed for that. We'll check that out here in a moment. Yeah, my game is very laggy today. Again, I updated, so I'm wondering if maybe I picked a bad version or something. Alright, hopefully there's a science lab over here, but I suspect it's not. If it's light industry, I'm gonna freak out. Okay, some spokes. This is weird, damaged road here. We got some deer as well. What is this? Oh, it's the refugee center. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we can pop in there and say hello, I guess. I haven't been to these very often in the various series. I've tried starting here to do their quests and stuff, and it just never really shook out. I find talking to NPCs gets really boring after a while. So let's pull away from the building a little bit, and we'll stop and we'll make sure everything's closed up so that they don't like see our stuff and come steal it. I don't think they would, but I'm worried about our clothes and stuff on the exterior. But we'll pop in, see what they're doing. Love the last homely house. Reach a refugee center. Achievements completed. Great. How many? Yep, so there are NPCs in here. I was a little worried that, you know, there might be a chance of them being all zombied out or something. Little statue here. Okay. And I think actually this is probably where we'll call the episode, and we'll go in and talk to them a little bit in the next one. Again, just to shake things up so we're not driving quite as much. Everybody, thanks for watching. Sorry if my voice was hoarse. I don't know what's going on with me lately, but yeah, I'll be back with more Cataclysm in the near future. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.